Our next special guest is Mr. Michael Walsh, and he is the president of the Iowa chapter of American for the Independent Party.
Great to see you here. Nice group today to support Chris's efforts. I was introduced as being associated with an independent party of all things. Now, how did I stray in here? I remember several, kind of recall, many years back, I was at Kinnick Stadium in a big ball game, probably Minnesota and Iowa, no doubt. Very tense moment, and the official blew the whistle. Stop! There's a dog on the field. Well, I feel like I'm the dog here at a Republican gathering, and I'm going to explain why. 2 years ago, this month, in Des Moines, at the Iowa Public Television studio, the Des Moines Register held a debate. And at that debate, there were 10 Republican candidates, all in contest for the nomination of the Republican Party in the primary presidential campaign. 10. Now, Chris does not know this, but of those 10, if Duncan Hunter had not been invited, and one of the others, and also Dr. Alan Keyes, if one of those two individuals had not been invited here today, but we had a Giuliani or McCain or someone like that trying to pitch this, I would not have come. The reason being, Chris is one of us. Solon, Midwest, conservative, strong values, unwavering. The other candidates, if they had been invited, probably wouldn't have come, because they know that Chris is not one of them. And there would have been a lot of resistance. The America's Independent Party was formed, a very new party, but it's it's almost like we call it a meta. It's beyond a party. Now we have one party with two heads, Republican, Democrat. But the America's Independent Party was formed just over a year ago. We began assembling people in May of 2008. We were incorporated in Iowa in September of last year. And now we are the third largest party in terms of registered members. However, we are not seeking registrations. We have a process called affiliation, where people can go to the website and read the principles and the platform, and if they ascribe to this freely and assent to what we hold to be valuable in terms of principles, then they can affiliate. And it makes no difference what party. Obviously, independents are welcome. Republicans and Democrats, they may come. We'll accept anybody, even if you're driving a damaged Escalade with a rear window that's been smashed with a golf club. We'll take you. As long as you're in agreement with our principles. That's the important thing. We have a difference on this party, and that is people freely, openly can affiliate with us, but we don't want some radio talk show host with formerly nicotine-stained hands to embark on some program called Chaos, as happened last year. Totally skewed, screwed up everything at the primary level. We vet candidates based on their fidelity to the principles, and they're nominated in convention. We have another provision, and that is for those individuals who affiliate and then waver. We've seen it. There's no room for rhinos in our party. We can unfiliate them. We can separate them. So we're not going to have somebody come up, if it's an independent party candidate, campaign for a particular position and then change positions on life or Second Amendment or anything like this. It's not law. Our principles, and Chris has reviewed our website. In fact, he came to me most recently and said, I want your endorsement. It was just like he was reading himself. Number one, non-negotiable principle that we have, and that is the sanctity of life. No exceptions. None of the health of the mother, rape, incest, none of that. No exceptions. Chris is firm on that. Embryonic stem cell research, out. Life is sacred. Life is sacred from the moment of conception until death. Some say womb to tomb. There are different ways of phrasing it. I say, pointing here today, from fertilization to formaldehyde. That's complete. Secondly, sovereignty. Now we immediately, many of us, or most probably, think of sovereignty, well, it's an immigration problem. Immigration, we've got immigrants. Really, there are three factors to sovereignty. That's moral sovereignty, which is key. Political sovereignty, of which borders is one thing. Membership being dictated to by the UN and so forth, that's another. And then economic sovereignty. And the gentleman, the financial analyst, consultant, mentioned about a monetary system, economic sovereignty. And we get rid of the slave tax, taxing our wages. We also require that a person upholds the Constitution as written. Now we have it's not even read in Congress. They can't read the Constitution and abide by it, but they can read a 2,000-page bill, they call it, for universal death care. Chris has assured, and we are assured of his positions, that he will hold firm on this. And the America's Independent Party gives our full support to Chris Reed in his efforts to capture the seat, congressional seat in the 2nd District. We want to do anything and everything we can, and I'm encouraging you people, all of you who are in the district, do what you can. He's going to be attacked by the so-called Republicans. And so help me God, if Tom Harkin were on the International Space Station and Chris were running for office down here, Harkin would come back down here, make a special trip, and savage him. So he's going to need a lot of support. You can't waver. And as the gentleman prayed in our invocation, whatever it is, if it's material help, through volunteer work, moral support, calling on your friends, get active in the precinct, neighborhoods, do that. It's very important. It's imperative that we take this seat back in the 2nd Congressional District. And I'm very pleased that the America's Independent Party and the Iowa chapter of that can give our support to Christopher Reed.